I'm Claire Richardson. Welcome. Residents of Gaza are rushing toward the Rafah border crossing in the hopes of making it across the Egyptian border. Human rights groups have been calling for a humanitarian ceasefire to allow safe passage, both for aid and for people to leave Gaza. Egypt controls the Rafah border crossing, the only passage in and out of Gaza that's not controlled by Israel. The border was shut down nearly a week ago.
These people are rushing towards the Rafah border crossing, hoping the gates will open.
There is no safety. Even when you're at the crossing, you're afraid. On our way to the crossing, they shelled Rafah Street. We came thinking it was safe. Nowhere is safe in Gaza. Wherever we go, there's shelling, crying, screaming, and blood. We don't know what to do. We're coming to the crossing knowing they won't open it. No aid either, for 8 days. I swear to God, no electricity, no water, no internet. We can't communicate or know what's going on. Seriously, this is not a life.
Media reports had prompted hope that Cairo might open its border for foreign passport holders. There is no confirmation yet, and many people desperate to leave Gaza are willing to wait with few belongings, their children and toddlers.
And I came to visit my family, my sister, my brother, and I just before the war couple days, and I want to spend two weeks with my family here and enjoy. I enjoy here with the war. With the war, I can't sleep. A lot of bomb, no water, no food, no nothing, no life here, no life. I don't know how they're thinking about people all over the world. They have country, people live, they go visit family, they go everywhere. That's Gaza Strip in Palestine. This is they think it's not people here. These people here live. It's not life.
And as people wait to leave on the Gaza side, aid supplies are stalled inside Egypt. But Egypt says the border opening was not possible because of earlier Israeli airstrikes on the Gaza side. Israel denies that any agreements on aid or evacuation have been reached. And with no definitive answers, the wait for many of those trying to flee might be long.
Jason Lee from the charity Save the Children joins me from Ramallah in the West Bank. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Can you tell us what Save the Children is doing to help children in Gaza?
Save the Children, we're trying to meet the immediate needs of children. Now, despite the fact that my staff themselves have been displaced and are living in shelters in the south, we're able to do some distributions today. Again, ensuring that water was distributed, some hygiene kits. It is difficult. The situation is it's dire. You have more than 500,000 people have fled in the south.
What conditions are your staff reporting there in the south?
Again, you've got more than 500,000 people that have fled. Numbers are uncertain because we can't verify, but you have at least 275,000 people sheltering in UN schools. Now, these schools have no food. They've got no water, no electricity. You've got maybe one wash facility for thousands of people. So it's the conditions there are dire. Not only to mention that you're carrying constant shelling, so people that are fleeing from areas that they were told to evacuate from are still being shelled. There's still shelling and airstrikes going on.
And at this point, is Save the Children able to continue to get aid into Gaza? I'm curious what the biggest challenges are to actually getting it into Gaza and providing it to the people that need it.
It's difficult because all entry points to Gaza at the moment are closed. So the normal entry points that we use from Israel are closed. Rafah is closed. Now, with dwindling supplies in Gaza, so you've got a situation where Gaza is running out of water. Food supplies are low. You don't have medicines are basically running out. If the borders don't open, if the crossings don't open to allow humanitarians to enter and to bring critical life-saving goods with us, civilian death toll will increase exponentially. It's also critical that all sides stop the hostilities in order for us to deliver aid safely and for civilians to reach safety.
And what do you think the international community should be doing then?
I think the international community needs to realize the urgency of the situation and the humanitarian crisis that is looming. And it is important that we go back to a consistent rules-based order where there is adherence to international law that all sides have to abide by. For Save the Children, we fundamentally believe that every right should be afforded to every child all of the time, no matter who they are or where they are. We can't pick and choose which rights to protect for which children and at what times and what circumstances. All rights for all children, all the time, everywhere.
Thank you so much for joining us. That is Jason Lee from Save the Children.
Thank you.
Let's bring in Salim Oweis, Communications Officer at UNICEF Middle East and North Africa, for more on this story. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. Can you tell us what your partners on the ground are telling you about the situation in Gaza right now?
Thank you, Claire. The situation is, as we heard from people themselves, it's catastrophic. It's really, the images that we are seeing, the stories that we are hearing are horrific. People are struggling to stay alive. Till the hour, I think what we could get reports of is over 720 children dead. That's in 9 days. That's almost 3 kids an hour. Over 2,400 kids injured, and those are only the numbers that were reported to us. Unfortunately, the numbers might be much more. People are living without water, without electricity. This means that there's no clean water for children to drink, risking their lives for dehydration. Also, the infrastructure for water, all the sanitation and the sewage system is ruined, and that means that they are very on the verge of waterborne diseases. Health systems are really in a bad shape. Hospitals are running out of fuel. Without electricity and without fuel, that means that they will not be able to deliver to their patients and to the injured, thousands of injured people. They are overwhelmed with the numbers and they can't keep up. The situation overall is really horrific, and we are heading towards a humanitarian catastrophe.
With more than 1 million people asked by Israel to move from northern Gaza to the south, can you tell us what the situation is like there? Is there a big difference between what is happening in the north and south of Gaza at the moment?
Well, that's the thing. We since day one we said 1 million, over 1 million people asked to move to the south. The problem is there's no place that is safe. They don't have a place to run to. The south is not safe for children and families. Whether it's less or better in terms of violence, but it's still not safe because the war is covering all of Gaza. Violence is there, and children and families are not spared. Infrastructure is not spared all around, and they don't have prospect if they moved.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today on DW News. That is Salim Oweis with UNICEF. We really appreciate your time.